everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm Sabitha and I will be going over the Outdoor Adventures Ultimate Stationery subscription box. This is our theme for September, and we'll take a closer look at everything in this box, and then I'll also do some fun monthly, weekly spreads that you can use for September using everything in this box. I really love the blue paper for this month's subscription. Oops. Okay, we'll definitely be saving that. And let's see what we have. First thing we have here is the enamel pin. We have the goofy little beaver all ready to go on an adventure with his camping bag and a stick. He's so cute. Here are this month's washi tapes. Here's what they look like opened up. And the sticker sheets. We have foxes, moose, and beaver all ready to go on an adventure. A few more happy characters here just enjoying outdoor cozy time. And this is the sheet I relate most to because we have a lost bear, another bear who's burnt his marshmallow, and this is my absolute favorite. It's the bear looking at a sign that says, "Don't feed the bears." Yeah, I will be using this a lot throughout today's tutorials. This is our journaling card. Don't worry, I'm doing something different for this time's cover page, but we will still use this journaling card in one of the weekly spreads. These are this month's subscription die cuts. The September planner stickers, the decorative planner stickers for September, the die cuts for this month. When I was filming the tutorials yesterday, I kept calling this little guy a reindeer. We were talking about Christmas stuff, and then I was in the same mindset and I kept calling him a reindeer, but no, he's a moose. So apologies in advance. Every time I say reindeer, he's a moose. And we got a little fox, and we got another moose, not reindeer, and a happy little beaver, and my favorite bear, confused lost bear. I relate to that bear very much. And this month's subscription item is a little notepad. So this is a sticky post-it note. I don't know if I've shown you guys before, but I love to use these in my weekly or monthly spread when I want to write about an event that I'm not sure is happening or not. So if I have a pre-order that's supposed to arrive between May and June, then I would just put it on a sticky note like this so I can just move it around. And then we have the Hobonichi kit. We've got the monthly kit and then the weekly kit. The colors are darker than usual, but they're still so pretty. They're deep and they're pretty. I don't know how else to describe it, but you'll see when you actually get the kit in your hand. I love these colors. Here's the planner kit. Got some deco sheets, some banners, more banners, and a washi tape, some lists, the numbers, and the days. And finally, we have the variety pack. We got some silver foil camping items, some stamps, some Polaroid photos, some washi material characters. These are really unique signs. We will be using these in the cover page and cool to make like a cute little scenery. So if you're following along, you want to count, like ignore the space at the top here, and after the first dot, you want to count 18 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Actually, I'm gonna go one up. And I am going to grab this September title and place it where I've marked, roughly over here. And I'm gonna fold the book a little bit. Okay, so this is the part that might be a little bit hard to see. I normally go and outline all the frames with a pencil, but to make it easier for you to see, what I'm gonna do is outline everything directly with the Midliner pen over here. It is kind of like a pale olive color, but an alternative for this is number 192 from Tombow brush pen, so you can use that one as well. I'm using the highlighter side of the Midliner pen if you're using the same thing. We're gonna start in this corner and we're going to skip the dot at the very edge of the journal and start from the one below it. So you're gonna ignore this row and this column and mark it right here and go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it ends here, ends here. And that's our first frame. So I'm going to leave 2 columns space and repeat that frame. And I'm going to go across 8 spaces, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it ends roughly over there and over there, all the way to the top. And there's the next frame. And we're going to put a sticker over there. So starting off 2 spaces below this, I'm going to draw a line 4 spaces across. So starting there and 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to draw a line 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces below as well. So it's going to be a 4x4 frame. And I'm going to repeat that with leaving 1 space between the 2 frames. So again, another 4x4 frame. Ends there, ends there. And then I'm drawing another frame 2 spaces away, starting where this one starts and ending where this one ends. And it's going to go 8 spaces across. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. And there we go. And the next frame is also going to start 2 spaces away. And it's going to go down 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's going to go all the way to the end here. And once again, I'm going to draw another frame right below this one. But instead of starting exactly where this one starts, I'm going to go 1 space over and 2 spaces below. So starting in this corner. And this is also going to go for 8 spaces. So just 1 more past this frame. It's going to go down 7 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the way down. Okay, that's a little bit better. And I'm going to go 2 spaces below that and have a frame end there. Go all the way to the edge until here and until here. Still leaving the 1 row and column all around the edge of the journal. And then over here, I'm going 2 spaces over. And then 1, 2, 3 spaces below where this frame starts. Right here. And this is going to extend down 7 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way until here and here. And then I'm doing one more frame, 2 spaces below this one, and I'm just going to extend it to the edge of the page with the space we're leaving around. And there we go. This side is all done. I'm going to add some of the stickers that I showed you before over here. And moving on to this side, we're going to start in this corner again. I'm doing one more frame, exactly the same height as this one over here, starting at the edge. And it's gonna go 7 spaces this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 until there. And one more frame, the same width over here. I'm making it as tall as this one as well. And then 2 spaces over from this frame, I'm marking a dot here. So I'm going to start a frame that aligns with the smaller tree. So roughly about there. And I'm going to extend it a little bit below. So it's 2 spaces over, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces tall. 2 of the spaces align with this frame. And I'm extending it all the way until the edge over here, but still leaving 1 column. And then one more big frame right below this. I'm starting 2 spaces below, right at the edge, and then counting 10 spaces this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all the way until there, until the bottom of the page. Oops, that's the wrong one. Okay, so until here. And then I'm going to put a little sticker over here. Once again, starting 2 spaces above, I am marking the edge of the frame here, and it's going to extend all the way across. I'm going to leave 8 spaces from the edge here, yes, all the way to the end. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I want the frame to end here. And it's going to be as tall as this one, so you can just match that, mark a dot there. And draw a line this way. Whoa, that's not straight at all. Okay, let's just ignore how wonky that is for now. Okay, and I'm gonna do one more frame above. So it's gonna start here, 2 spaces above, go all the way to the edge, but leaving 1 space at the top, and it's gonna extend 9 spaces across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so until here. And then another one, 2 spaces away and all the way to the edge. And there we go, all the frames are done. So I'm gonna grab this sheet and add some stickers. This one over here. So I do have a little bit of a gap over here, so I will make a tiny little frame that extends from here to here and barely this way. So I'm still keeping it 2 spaces away on all sides, and do a frame, and I'm not making it super thick, just really, really thin. Now I'm going to grab number 192, but if you use this for the frame already, you can either use a brown, because I'm just going to go in and draw some grass or some water on some of the frames, so then you can stick some stickers or some bears or whoever you'd like on top of them to create a little scenery. So yeah, I'm using 192 for the green, and if you've already used that for the frames and you can use it for the grass, you can use 992. I'm also using 451 for a little lake for the character sitting on a boat or fishing. And I'm not doing anything for the sky, so I'm just gonna leave that blank. Feel free to do any scenery you like, but I'm just going with something really simple, just a bit of grass or ground, and then I'm just gonna stick some characters being silly on top of it. So I know this whole cover page does take a bit more time than usual, but I just really wanted to use a lot of stickers. I heard a lot of people saying they don't know what to do with all the stickers they get from the Ultimate subscription, so I figured, okay, this time with all the spreads for this month, I'm going to try my best to use as many stickers as possible. So yes, this does take a little bit more time than usual to set up, but it turns out so cute. I'm adding a little bit of a grass beside the pond because it looks too weird if it's just by itself. All right, time for stickers. That's everything for the cover page, and we're all done. To start off the spread, I'm going to use this washi tape and just line the bottom. I'm doing this first to see how much space the washi tape will require, and then based on that, we will start the grid bottom up. I'm going to use a ruler, tear this off. So I'm going to use this guide, these that are already divided into 5 spaces, and we have 7 of them. So we're going to do these 5 on this side and these 2 on this side. So I'm aligning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm aligning this with this dot over here, not the edge of the book, but the dot next to it. And I'm just going to mark it. And then moving it slightly over to the other side. Now I'm aligning this edge with the dot over here, not the edge of the book. And then marking 2 more. And then flipping it over, aligning this edge. So since we know that we have 5 Mondays, and we're starting on Monday, it's going to go all the way to the bottom over here, and I want to start the grid 2 spaces above the washi tape. So with that in mind, I'm aligning the bottom of the 5 with this line over here, which is 2 spaces above the washi tape. And using that as a guide, I'm going to mark 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 over here. Okay, now using that as a guide, I am going to grab my ruler and draw the grid. So Monday, Tuesday goes all the way down, and we're going to do Wednesday, Thursday over here. There won't be anything at the last row, so don't forget that. Okay, that's it for the monthly grid, and on this side, I'm going to do a kind of a sign, a wooden sign. So I am not starting from the edge of the book. Instead of that, skip the first set of dots and then draw a line on the next column. I'm just drawing a rough line here just to mark things out, and then I can fix it later. So I know that I will be doing the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday headers over here. We'll go roughly over here. So I want the top part of the sign to end over here. And I want it to be 1, 2, 3 spaces tall. So I'm just going to extend it this way. And I'm going to extend the sign past the pole this way and end it there. And the sign is also going to end 2 spaces away from here, so kind of like here. I'm going to make a pointy edge, kind of like that. And I'm going to extend the pole 1 more space above. So I'm just going to make sure that's a rounded edge. All right. I'm using brush pen number 992 Tombow to color this in. Adding extra lines for some wooden detail. And that looks good, so okay, looks good. So I'm gonna leave it at that and go over it with my marker again. Oh, I was using a Tombow number 3 marker, Tombow Mono number 3. Go all the way across. Okay, I really like these silver foil stickers from the variety pack, so I'm gonna add some of those at the bottom here because that's where I want the hole to finish into. I'm using a gray brush pen, this one's N95, to highlight alternate lines for the note section here. So I'm going to draw this line only until here. So you still have like 3 columns on this side. Just to make sure it stays within the title. And then I'm using this month header from the Hobonichi kit. I'm gonna add that in here, right there. And, oh, the header as well. And then I'm using the days of the week sheet to add the headers for the month. Oh, I actually need my tweezers. Be right back. Yep, much easier with tweezers. And I'm using the date dots for the month. Okay, I'm gonna add some more stickers over here. Definitely gonna add the bear because he's my favorite. To match this line on the other side, and this wolf. Definitely another another log, and the wolf's backpack. Just gonna add some more exclamation marks on the side and some hearts over here because he's chilling, and that's it. I'm also going to add 2025 below September. Oh, I actually forgot. I was gonna add some little hearts and stuff all over here, so you can also add them. This is optional, obviously, but adding these little details just does make it a little bit more fun and interesting to look at. Okay, perfect. Okay, back to the monthly spread. Now everything's done on this part, and now to draw some mountains. It's really simple to draw these mountains, or I'll show you a really simple way to do it. So all we're gonna do is grab a pencil. Of course, we always start with a pencil, and just draw a triangle, kind of like that. We're gonna keep this as the part where the mountains end. So keeping that in mind, draw mountains hiding behind each other, some wide, some tall, some short. Something like that. Okay, that looks good to me. So I know you can't see much right now, so I will go ahead and outline it with my marker so you'll be able to see better. So I'm not going to do a complete outline, I'm just going to do like a dotted outline like that, and you want to make sure that the peaks are not completely sharp. Kind of like that. I'm just going to erase the pencil marks over here. To make the mountain look more like a mountain, what we're going to do is just draw a squiggly line, kind of like that. You just want to make sure that you start at the tip of the mountain and then you draw the line towards the side. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my gray brush pen. It's N95, and then we're going to color all the mountains gray. Okay, now we're going to color this side of the mountain a couple more times to make it darker. So that way it'll look like that's the shadowed side of the mountain. So just going to color that a little bit more. So if you don't want to draw these mountains, you can also just fill up the space with more stickers and you're good to go. Now I'm going to also add some clouds. So I'm just going to draw one like that. And I'm also going to add some stars. I'm going to grab a blue brush pen and just outline the clouds with a little bit of blue. And go back in for a few more fluffy lines. And I'm going to use the same brown brush pen to color in the stars. And there you go. The spread is all done. Okay, moving on to the next spread. Next up is the tracker spread. So for the tracker spread, I'm going to do postcards for each tracker using this sheet from the variety pack and also these monthly trackers. I want to do 5 postcards, so 2 on this side, 3 on this side. So I'm going to put all the monthly trackers on this side, and for the 2 on this side I was going to do the gratitude sheet with 3 things I'm thankful for and I'm looking forward to. However, if you want to do more than 3 trackers, then you can grab this sheet and do all monthly trackers. Or you can also use the boxes from the planner kit to write something of your own. Yeah, maybe little quotes or something on these ones. Or if you don't want to use it for that, just want to do something decorative, these ones could also work. So to make the postcards, I am going to actually rip out a couple sheets of paper. I'm going to look for a sheet of paper where you can see the thread. That way you're ripping out 2 sheets of paper that are connected. And then I'm gonna go ahead and place one of these stickers down. So I'm gonna place it in the corner, but ignoring this column and this row. And then I'm gonna grab a matching blue stamp, and I'm going to leave 1, 2, 3 spaces and then place a stamp right there. So stamp is along that line, but is 3 spaces away this side. Now I'm going to grab my pencil and mark a rectangle around all of these. So 1 space away this way, 1 space below, 1 space this way, and 1 space this way. So that gives us the size of the postcard. Now I'm going to repeat that a couple more times. Tracker in this corner, matching stamp, and this sizing is actually better, so I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna move this one over. So right there. So I just moved it 1 space over, so then the postcard will end here. Yep, so the postcard ends over here. This one also ends over here. All the way until here. Okay. And there is space for 1 more. And again, I'm counting the first dot as 1, and then the next one 2 and 3, and that's where I'm going to place 3 postcards. Fit in there perfectly. I'm going to do a couple more on this side. Just 1 more. Alright, now I'm gonna use my scissors and cut these out. I'm using the dots as a guide to cut them, and also the pencil marks. Make an easy guide to cut out the postcard. Okay, now we have all these postcards. I'm going to use a ruler and draw a line separating the 2 sides like we normally have on postcards. I'm not going to draw the line all the way edge to edge though, so just something like that. And I'm going to grab my gray brush pen, this one's the N95, and highlight a couple. right below the stamp. Okay, now the postcards are all ready. So I'm just going to place them randomly around this page. So honestly, you could have drawn these postcards directly onto the page, but I didn't want to, you know, restrict myself into not being able to move them after I've drawn all three. So this process kind of makes it easier. So I can just move them around while I'm trying to place it. And once I'm happy with their positions, then I can just like tape it down. So that's why I wanted to just draw them and cut it out rather than drawing it directly on the paper. That looks good to me. So I think I'm going to stick it down just like this. But I think I will write the title here before sticking these two down. Okay, and the next one. Okay, so the last one can go kind of like right there, parallelly over it, right there. I think I'm going to tilt this one a little bit more, just like that. And then on this side, I'm just going to write the title first. I'm using brush pen 192 to write trackers. I'm going directly in with my brush pen. I'm adding a little bit of shadow with the marker again, just to make the title stand out a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and place these. Okay, just going to place that there. I am going back to my marker. This is marker tip 01. And I'm going to outline the postcards to make them stand out a little bit more from the page. All right, all done. I'm grabbing my gray brush pen again, and I'm going to add a line on the right side and bottom of the postcard to act like a shadow. Now there are a few more ways to make the spread a bit more creative. You could draw like a post box and have these just peeking out of there, and maybe you can grab them out of the post box to fill it in each time instead of sticking them down onto the page. That's more creative idea to try if you want to do that. If not, you could also make like a little simple pocket to hold all of the postcards and stick them in there like we did for the capture a day spreads. But I mostly wanted to just cut it out to make it easier to do the layout part. Okay, now time to decorate. I really love this sheet with the Polaroids, and it really goes well with the postcards. So I'm going to use these and place a random one next to each postcard. Can it fit another one? Probably not. It'll look too crowded. Okay, I'm going to put that away. And I still have some more stickers from this one, so I'll probably use that. Sign here. Do a little compass next to coffee over there. Some more coffee there. An axe over there. Torch over there. And I'm just gonna add a couple more little stickers to fill in any extra gaps. Some twigs. branches laying around. That's looking good, so I'll stop there. And for this little space, I'm gonna grab 2 characters, stick them there. Lost bear and a little wolf. And then I'm gonna do this little guy with his fishy, and this one's sitting on some logs, and one more. Oh, I'll do my favorite bear. Looking out for bears. And I'll do a moose. All right, perfect. With that, the spread is all done. These are our trackers for September. So I know I haven't written anything down, but this is just an example, so you can write down anything you want to track. All right, moving on to our first weekly spread. I'm going to be using this as part of a little bit of scenery for this weekly spread. So we're going to cut it up. I'm going to use this ruler as a stencil and cut it up this wide, and cut out another strip this wide on this end too. Since this time I'm not using the journaling card as part of the cover page, I thought maybe I can still include it as part of the weekly spread. So this is what I came up with. So here are the 3 strips I've got. I'm going to remove the one in the middle and put one over here and put one over here. So you can make this a little bit more wider if you want. It's totally up to you. But this is the space we're going to use for our weekly spread, and we're going to put some washi tape along the bottom. Going back in with the washi tape. Here's the first one. I'm just lining it to the corner dot over here. Okay. I'm using double-sided tape this time because I ran out of glue tape. Again, the same thing, aligning the sheet to the dots, and there we go. And I'm grabbing my grid sheet again. So I'm going to divide this whole space into 9 spaces tall sections because that's the one that fits perfectly over here. We could do 12, but then you end up with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday in one block. So if you want to do bigger blocks, you can do 12 spaces tall sections, but I'm going to go with 9. So you are going to end up with 1 extra section because you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on this side. Sorry, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on this side, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then 1 extra section. So I think we'll, instead of doing the extra section at the bottom, we'll put it up at the top here and then put in September as the title. So I'm just going to use these marks to draw the line on the other side as well. And going back in with my number 3 marker. So going back in with my number 3 marker, I am going to draw a line all the way across here, all the way across here. Okay, I'm using these to add the days. I'll go with Monday here. I'm going to add these numbers for the dates. If you're finding the numbers hard to peel off, I just like bending this sheet a little bit. Yes, it folds up the sheet and like it looks a little bit ruined, but you're going to use all the numbers anyway. So yeah, you don't have to save the sheet for next time. So you can bend the sheet to make it easier to peel off the numbers. And then at the top, I'm going to go with the first September title, kind of like, since I have some space, I think I'm going to add some greenery and add some animals. I'm gonna add a little tree here, and we're gonna have a little backpack, and this little bear looking at a map, and beaver collecting wood, and then a chopped up tree on this side because he collected the wood from there. And I'm gonna grab my pen to add a couple hearts because they're enjoying their adventure. I think I'm gonna add one more character for each day because right now it just looks a little too empty. So I'm just gonna add one character in the corner there. That looks better, but it's still a little empty. So I'm gonna grab my gray brush pen and highlight alternate lines. All right, that looks good. Okay, that's it for our first weekly spread. On to the next one. So for the next spread, I am going to divide this side of the page into 3 vertically, and this also into 3 vertically. So that way you'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday divided into 2 over here. So let's grab our grid sheet and see what will work best. Okay, I've aligned 9 to the edge here and 9 to the edge here. So if I do this space, if I count the last dot over here to the edge of the book, if I count that as 1 space, then 9 works way better. So I'm gonna go with that. Marking 9. And then over here as well, I'm going to mark 9. Okay. So there we go. I'm going to mark this all the way to the top, and I will also add some washi tape along the bottom. So I'm gonna go with this one. I kind of want to do a scenery roughly until here because we don't need Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to be really tall. We don't need it all the way up. So I'm going to do some sort of scenery over here, but we'll still have this entire column for Saturday and Sunday. We're just going to divide it into 2, so that works out. How can I divide this into 2? So we have 37 spaces over here, so I'm just going to go with 36. Yeah, so I'm just going to divide it right about here. We're going to have 1 extra space over here, but that's okay. Actually, it looks better if I do this one. So I'm going to divide it right here. So Saturday up there, Sunday over here. Now we do have these stickers as part of the variety pack, so I want to try and use these. So I think I will do this lake and just place it and see how much space it takes, and based on that I'm going to figure out how much space to leave for the weekdays. I'm going to do this happy wolf over here, yeah, kind of like right there. I think I'm gonna add the September title now. And I'm gonna mark out where this ends, kind of like there. And I think I will end this roughly over there. So I can extend it roughly all the way until there. No, until there. I'm gonna add some trees. Tree right there. Does this look good here? Actually, kind of does. So I'm gonna add that in there too. Kind of like he's going and exploring. And I'll add this little beaver. Also exploring over here. I don't really like the pages that do that, but like sometimes you're gonna get that because that's just the way the book is bound. Yeah, my favorite, I have to do him. My lost bear over here. Lost bear, happy beaver, and very happy wolf over here. And I'm going to also add some grass, just kind of like that. Try with the other one. Okay, that looks good. It doesn't make sense that a map would be floating around. However, I'm just gonna add it there because it's cute. And probably like a fallen stick over there. And another one kind of over there. Yep, looks good. Oh, actually, I can also do this one, saying lake and cabin. Now I'm gonna grab my number 3 pen again. I'm gonna write 8 to 14. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my ruler to draw lines for each of these sections. I think I'm gonna add a header over here too, just to keep things uniform. Right. Each of these sections are more than 1.5 inches wide, which means you could use the planner kit to fill in these sections. So I'm gonna use, okay, so I think I will use probably this green one for the days. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you should be able to use any of these to fill in these weeks. So I think I'll add, a couple of these headers just to shoot a couple of these stickers just to show you what it might look like. Maybe a to-do list for Saturday, a reminder note for Thursday, another important don't forget for Monday, some extra blocks. I will also do it's an adventure for Wednesday if there's not much to write. And then another one on Tuesday. And another one on Sunday because I don't write much on Sundays. I'm going to add a few more of these. I'll probably do one more to-do list. Smaller one for the title. And one here. And I do also like these little decorative pieces. They're nice fillers if you just have a wee bit of a gap that you don't know what to do with. So I'm gonna grab that and add it here. All right, that's it for this quick and easy weekly spread. Moving on to the next one. I'm gonna grab my grid sheet again, and we're going to divide this page into two, and we're also going to divide this page into two. However, I'm going to divide this into 4 sections. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then 5, 6, 7 here. So those are the 7 days. And you have one big column here for any extras that you want to write down during the week. And then we're going to have the title over here. I'm using my grid sheet again, and I'm going to use that to divide my page into 2. Actually, yeah, I'm going to divide this also into 2. And then, so if I'm dividing this space into 3, I am left with 1 space at the top and 1 space at the bottom. So move it all the way up. Then my section starts here, and roughly ends here. So since I have a little bit of space along the bottom, I'm going to do some washi tape over there. And on this side, actually no, I do want some space between each section. So I'm going to go with these set of 12 with the space in between. So I'm going to do that. So if I start at the top, then 12 ends here. Next one starts here, then ends here. Next one starts here, and then ends all the way at the end over here. Okay. And on this side, I think I want about this much space at the top. So I've counted all the dots, and we have 38 spaces here. So I think I'm going to use up 28 of those spaces to do my 2 boxes, which will be boxes of 14. That means I'm going to mark a thing here, leave a space, and again do another section of 14 and mark a thing here. So that means I have this much space for the top. So even though this grid sheet does not have any sections of 14 pre-marked for you, but these spaces pre-counted are really useful. So you can use it any way you would like to. So now that my boxes are counted, I am going to go ahead and mark them. Now that I've marked up my sections, I'm just going to grab my number 3 marker and draw everything out so you'll be able to see the sections much more clearly. I'm leaving this part open-ended, so I'm going to do some stickers or whatever I'm going to do here and then finish up this part. So for over here, I'm going to grab one of the September titles and place it in the middle as much as possible. So roughly over there. And let's see, we do have one more of these, but it's probably too big. We do have some trees. You kind of do a tree on either side, I think. Yeah, I'll do a tree on either side and do another little scenery here. So I'll probably do this little guy just chilling with his marshmallow, and then him also chilling on logs. Oh wait, I could have added a fire. I'm gonna move that and do that. So I'm gonna move this one. We do have one more little fire sticker, so I'm going to use that because he's roasting marshmallows by the fire. And Mr. Wolf is just chilling. All right, that is cute. And then I think I will just add, I will do some grass. Okay, that's good. And I will, since these sections are really long, I think I will also do some grass along the bottom. And I don't think I'm gonna do too much, just like maybe one character chilling on the grass. Do a little bit of grass here too. Oh, I think I will do these two as like a picture frame type thing in this corner. It's kind of like that and like that. Okay, I will probably do like a backpack over there. And yeah, because I didn't want to do one more scenery because we're already doing that all over here. So I'm gonna grab my marker and complete this line. Okay, that's cute. All right, and I'm gonna go back to my bigger sticker sheets and add one little character on each day. They are a little big, but there's still space to write, so it's not too bad. Yeah, I think I'll stagger it. Put one over here, one over there. Oh, I realized what I did. Should probably have this one over here. Let's see if it'll come off easily. We have a this week sticker over here, so I'm gonna use that one. Add it here, and I will add a little map and a little backpack. And I'm gonna use these ones to do the days for a change. So we've got to do 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think I'm gonna go and highlight alternate lines here. Oh, I should probably write 15 to 21 over here. And that's it. That's it for this spread. I like how it turned out. It is really cute. I love all the sceneries for each day. If you feel like you might have a little bit less space to write because of these bigger characters, you can always use the planner stickers or leave it blank and then fill in the stickers after. So, yeah. All right, let's move on to the next spread. This is our last weekly spread with all the 7 days. So I think I want to do something simple. One of my most favorite simple spreads to do all the time is just dividing up the page into 4 horizontally. So using this pre-divided sections of 9, I'm just gonna go and do that, and that. I am going to grab my ruler and draw a line end to end here. Same thing on the other side. If you followed along with any of our older tutorials, you'd probably recognize this layout already. But essentially we're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday here, a little scenery over here, and that's it for the spread. Something like that, and yep. Don't know if I really want that. And I'm gonna add, this little guy right over there. And I'll do this one. Oh, I still need to do September. Do we have space for it? We should. So for this little guy, September is not going so great because he's stuck in his lake. Okay, I'm gonna add some more grass. Okay, I think I'll do this fox here. Sorry, this wolf here. Happy that he caught some fish. And I think I'm gonna leave it as is. I'll probably do a torch over here. Someone left a torch. And I'm gonna write September. This one's going to be September 22 to 28. 22 to 28. And then I am going back to our regular Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday headers. I think I'm going to do it in this corner. Now I did want to use these stickers because I hadn't used them at all, so let's see if they fit. So we do have some space over here, so I'm going to grab some washi tape and fill it up. Okay, that actually turned out really cute. I loved it. I think I'm going to leave it at that for this weekly spread. Quick, simple, easy layout, and made super cute with a bunch of stickers. All right, now moving on to our last spread. So for this spread, I am going to divide this page in half, and this is going to be our weekly spread. Divide it right there. So I'm going to do the last 2 days of the week over here, and then on this side I'm going to do monthly reflections and use this sticker sheet to add some prompts. So maybe something like 3 things I'm thankful for, I'm looking forward to, or I'm grateful for. Yeah, I'm just going to add those prompts over here, and with that we'll be done with all our spreads for September. I like the way that looks, so I'm going to keep that. Alright. I think I'll write monthly below it. Kind of like that. Okay. And I think I'll add some sort of sticker to this side, maybe some marshmallows. And on this side, I am going to grab my marker again and just divide the page into 2. And since I want like a thicker header for the side, I'm going to use one of these, and I'll just do these ones. Monday, Tuesday. And we haven't used this washi tape at all, so I think I'll line both days with just this washi tape. It is really cute. I love the scenery, but since we were already making a lot of scenery, I didn't want to double up on it. But this is such a cute washi tape. Just for some variation, I'm gonna do this washi tape on this side. All right, cute. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with 3 things I'm thankful for first, and just stick it down. And I'm gonna do, I'll go with something I learned, and I will do looking forward to. I will add a few big stickers, some logs, and random things laying around. I'm going to use the green brush pen and just like connect this kind of like the header. And for this side, I am going to highlight alternate lines for each section. Okay, that's good. So I think I will also grab number 3, divide the sections. Okay, cute. All right. Okay, and with that, our final spread is all done. Okay, let's take a quick flip through of all the spreads. This was the cover page that we made, and then the monthly spread with the mountains, and this little sign for the extra section for the month, and our postcard trackers, and then a super simple weekly spread using the journaling card, and another weekly spread using the planner kit, and this one a really simple weekly spread using some more stickers, and this one with most of the stickers from the variety pack. Really simple, quick and easy layout. And finally, the last 2 days of the month and a monthly reflections to finish off the month with. So I hope you guys find this useful, and I'll see you in the next one. See you!